Welcome to our deep dive on the B2 Visitor Visa Dilemma. Should you book your trip before you get approved? In this video, we will unpack how to answer the DS-160 question about specific travel plans, why specificity builds credibility, and how to plan without risking non-refundable expenses. We will also cover what to show in the interview, red flags to avoid, and practical steps to build a day-by-day itinerary. Finally, we will test your understanding with quick quizzes and wrap with key takeaways. Here is today's agenda. First, we discuss the core dilemma of plans versus bookings. Next, we decode the DS-160 question about specific travel plans. Then we learn how to plan without paying for non-refundable items. After that, we focus on the power of specificity and build an evidence checklist. But we will also cover red flags that weaken non-immigrant intent and finish with interview tips. Along the way, we include quizzes and end with the key takeaways. The core dilemma is this: you should never lie or fabricate bookings, yet arriving with no concrete plan often raises concerns. The goal is to balance integrity and preparedness by presenting a specific, credible, and time-bound itinerary without committing to risky, non-refundable purchases. The DS-160 asks whether you have specific travel plans. You must answer truthfully and must not fabricate any bookings or reservations. However, you can maintain a detailed plan without making prepaid, non-refundable purchases. Specificity in your schedule signals that you are serious about a short, temporary visit and that you understand your departure timeline. Stating a planned return date, even if not yet purchased, supports your non-immigrant intent. As the diagram shows, saying yes to specific plans leads to providing details and explaining them at the interview, which boosts credibility. Saying no may signal a speculative trip and invite more scrutiny. Here is how to plan without paying. First, define the purpose of your trip, the main cities to visit, and the total duration. Next, build a day-by-day itinerary that includes dates, cities, activities, and rest days. Then, mark a planned entry date and a planned return date to signal when you intend to leave the United States. For accommodations, specify the type or short list of properties, but avoid prepaying. Use refundable or pay-at-property options if you want holds. Lay out your transportation logic, such as international flight routes, and how you will travel between cities. Create a simple budget showing daily costs for lodging, food, transport, and attractions. Collect documents proving ties and funds, including employment letters, property records, family obligations, and bank statements. Finally, save your itinerary, screenshots of sample options, and notes so you can present them clearly if asked. On the left, planning without prepayment has low financial risk and high flexibility. If your plan is specific and well documented, it provides strong credibility and allows you to answer the DS-160 truthfully. It is also easy to adjust after approval. On the right, prepaid bookings pose higher financial risk if the visa is refused. They reduce flexibility and are not required by the process. While they can help with logistics, they should only be considered if they are refundable or carry minimal risk. Specificity strengthens your case in three ways. First, it shows you have a serious, well-scoped trip that you can afford. Second, it clarifies your duration and provides a planned return date, which is critical to non-immigrant intent. Third, it demonstrates that you are prepared and respectful of the consular process, presenting yourself as an organized traveler. Here is a sample itinerary in a concise markdown style. The theme combines city highlights with national parks. The planned dates cover 10 days from June 10th to June 19th. Days 1 to 3 focus on City A with museums, a walking tour, and a food market. Days 4 and 5 include transit and City B with the historic district and a river walk. Days 6 to 8 cover national parks with guided day tours and scenic drives. Day 9 is a buffer day for rest and shopping. Day 10 is the planned return flight. Lodging types include a business hotel chain or a friend's address if staying with an acquaintance. Transportation includes a sample flight route and a train between cities. The budget outlines typical daily costs for lodging, food, transport, and activities. Presenting this structure allows you to truthfully claim you have specific plans without committing to non-refundable bookings. This timeline shows a suggested planning window from 10 weeks before the interview to the post-decision phase. At 10 weeks, research and define the purpose. At 9 weeks, draft the itinerary. At 8 weeks, build the budget and gather ties and funds documentation. At 7 weeks, complete the DS-160. At 6 weeks, schedule biometrics. At 4 weeks, rehearse interview answers and finalize your evidence packet. At 2 weeks, refresh any refundable holds or confirmations. On interview day, bring your plan and answer succinctly. After approval, finalize bookings. If refused, cancel any holds to minimize loss. This pie chart contrasts the risks and benefits. Early booking can produce savings, but introduces significant risk if the visa is refused. Detailed planning without prepayment provides credibility without financial exposure. Using refundable options or holds can reduce risk while preserving flexibility. This table summarizes an evidence checklist. Include a day-by-day itinerary with dates, cities, and activities, as well as a planned return date. Specify lodging types or a friend's address if applicable. Show transportation logic such as sample flight routes and inter-city connections. Provide a budget outline to demonstrate affordability. Add proof of funds like bank statements and payslips. Include evidence of ties to your home country, such as employment or property documents. Optionally, use refundable holds to enhance realism without financial risk. Avoid telling the officer that you have no idea when you will depart. Do not offer vague intentions such as simply exploring the entire country without specifics. Never create fake bookings or invented details, as misrepresentation can lead to a permanent visa ban. Ensure your routing and durations are realistic and coherent. Finally, do not neglect to prepare evidence of funds and ties to your home country. Quiz time. The question is, which approach best balances credibility and financial safety for a B2 application? Option A is buying all non-refundable travel before the DS-160. Option B is providing a detailed plan and a planned return date without prepaying. Option C is keeping plans vague. Option D is claiming you have bookings when you do not. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Providing a detailed plan and a planned return date demonstrates intent and preparation while avoiding the financial risk of non-refundable bookings. This approach allows you to answer truthfully and confidently during the interview. Second quiz. The question is, if you answer no to having specific travel plans solely to avoid making up details, what impression might you create? Option A suggests flexibility. Option B suggests your trip is speculative, weakening non-immigrant intent. Option C suggests financial strength. Option D suggests expedited processing. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Indicating that you lack specific plans can make your trip appear speculative, which undermines non-immigrant intent. Specificity about your purpose and duration strengthens your case. For the interview, begin with a concise itinerary summary that includes your dates, cities, and return plan. Answer questions directly and avoid unnecessary narratives. Keep your documents ready, including your itinerary, budget, proof of funds, and ties. If asked about bookings, explain that you planned your trip carefully, used refundable options where appropriate, and will finalize after approval. Ensure your responses remain consistent with the DS-160. This content is educational and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration decisions depend on individual circumstances, and procedures can change. For personalized guidance, consult a qualified immigration attorney. To summarize, never fabricate details or bookings due to the risk of a permanent ban. Build specific, coherent, and time-bound plans to enhance credibility. You may answer yes to having plans without making prepaid bookings. A planned return date is essential to demonstrate non-immigrant intent. Use refundable holds when helpful, and assemble a strong evidence pack. Finally, be ready to explain your itinerary clearly and consistently during the interview. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with friends who are applying, and subscribe for more practical visa planning content. Let us know your DS-160 strategy and how you present your plans in the comments below.